Hi, I'm Rico and I've purchased a used graphics card. Now, one of the first things that I've always done when purchasing a new graphics card is taking it apart and reapplying the thermal paste. But this time I'm not going to do that straight away. I've decided to stress test the GPU for 30 minutes, take the maximum temperature, log it down, and then I'm going to take it apart and then reapply the thermal paste. And then I'm going to run the same stress test again for 30 minutes and see if putting fresh thermal paste onto the GPU die actually makes any difference. I hope it does, because otherwise I've wasted a lot of time in the past. So let's do it. Okay, so we're going to begin by removing these screws here. Now it might be slightly different on some cards, but on this one it's literally just these 4 screws. Now obviously if you're not overly confident on doing stuff like this, then maybe get someone else to do it or just not do it at all, but it really is as easy as rewiring a plug, even easier than rewiring a plug. Although probably now's not a good time to tell you about the time that I electrocuted myself rewiring a VCR. But anyway, so there we go. That's how easy it is to take this apart. And as you can see, it's quite dusty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up, remove this thermal paste, which, yeah, it doesn't feel too good. And then we're going to put it back together again and see what we end up with. Okay, so I've cleaned the whole graphics card up. I've taken the whole lot apart actually, and I've just basically vacuumed the heatsink, cleaned up all the fans, and I've removed the thermal paste using just a tissue. And I've basically polished it up. So now comes the time to apply the thermal paste, and it doesn't have to be anything special. This cost I think £5 from Amazon, and it's MX4, well, Arctic MX4 thermal compound, and it's good quality stuff and does the job really well. So let's apply the thermal paste. Now let's put the whole thing back together again and get on with the stress test. Okay, so we've been running the graphics card at maximum 100% utilisation for the last half an hour using Unigine Valley benchmark, and everything has been the same. We're using the same fan curve, same memory clock, same core clock. It's in the case with the side panels all on, so everything's the same. The only thing I don't have any control over is the ambient temperature. It is a little bit warmer today, I'd say by about 3, maybe even 4 degrees. So hopefully that won't have too much of an effect on our results. So let's have a look to see what the max temperature is. Okay, so I'm just going to release the camera so we can have a look. Okay, so I'm going to quit the benchmark, and then we're going to come out of this and we're going to go into hardware info. Okay, hardware info. As you can see, we've been running for, I don't know if we can see that, for nearly 34 minutes now, and the maximum temperature, even though it's much warmer today, is 68 degrees. So that's 2 degrees lower, even though the ambient temperature in here is considerably higher, and that's all by changing the thermal paste and a bit of a cleanup of the heatsink. So as far as I'm concerned, it was well worth the effort. So there we go. Thanks for watching.